Hi, this is Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is a short video, a review of the Kia Optima. This is a 2009 vehicle, and I want to say courtesy of Hertz Rent-A-Car. You'll notice a few nice amenities with the Kia. First of all, let me just mention that Kia is not as well known a brand as, let's say, Toyota and Honda, but the quality of the Kia vehicles is unsurpassed. Let me just show you some of the details that you're going to find in a Kia that might not be present in a Honda, even a Lexus or a Toyota or the higher end vehicles that are out there. For example, here is the iPod interface. Now you'll notice it's not a direct iPod control with controls on the keyboard necessarily, but what you do get is the auxiliary input. Okay, so you'll get the auxiliary input for the audio, and then you can plug in your USB cable to get power to your device. So that's a really nice feature. You don't have to go with an auxiliary or a separate accessory. You can just use that built-in feature. Some other things I like about this vehicle are the controls for the mirrors here. You'll see right handy, easily accessible on the driver's side. You'll get controls for the driver and passenger side mirrors, and as well as a suite of other controls for the windows, door locks, and locking the windows. Now on the steering column, you want to have a lot of your controls for, let's say, volume on the radio. You know, I can go up and down on that. That's over here on the left. Certainly mode, and then seek up and down. So you're really keeping your eyes focused on the road ahead rather than fiddling around with, you know, the radio controls over here. Particularly if you're getting a rental car, or whether you're going to buy one of these vehicles. In either respect, you know, when you're in a rental car, you're not familiar with the radio controls, so you really want to not be fiddling around with something over there, but rather looking at the road ahead. And also here on the steering column, conveniently accessible, are all of the cruise controls that you'd want. So resume, cancel, set, etc. The Kia comes with remotes. Now with Hertz Rent-A-Car, I found that they are pretty generous about giving you multiple keys and multiple remotes. That's not something you'll get with other rental car companies. So I really like that, because there are a lot of times when you want that remote to unlock the car or lock it, if you're with somebody else and you want to give them the courtesy of having their door open, rather than, you know, for example, the Nissan Sentra has a door key lock only on the driver's side. And if you've rented one of these and you don't have the remote, you've got to go all the way around to the driver's side, unlock that before you can let other passengers in or get access to other doors opening. There's no way to open those other doors. So let me go ahead and pull off here and park, show you a few other things. The shifting on the Kia. You'll notice here, and I've known some people who've been confused by this, so this will be helpful for you to see. There's park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Now on the right hand side, you'll see here plus and minus. That's for shifting up and down. This allows you to get some extra performance out of the vehicle, because this car is tuned and programmed for the best performance as far as fuel efficiency. Now, I've got a call coming in, which I'm going to get in just a moment here. But anyway, so the car is optimized for fuel efficiency. If you want performance, you can shift it into this manual shifting mode, but notice there's no clutch, right? So this is an automatic vehicle. You're just shifting from one gear to the next without the need to use the clutch. And that way, with the speedometer and tachometer here, you can see you're going to get about almost 6,500 RPMs. If you're revving it up that high, it's going to give you a lot of high-end torque and power and horsepower to get up and out and ahead of traffic. That sometimes can be a safety feature as well, if you need to just get out of a situation on the highway or whatever. So you can just pop it into that high power mode. Now up here you're going to notice some nice controls for lights, for the map lights, etc., and a convenient little place to put your sunglasses. Here with the radio, I'll just give you an overview of that. This vehicle has the Sirius satellite radio built in, which is quite nice. So you can get you know, a variety of different music genres just zoomed right in here, just like having cable TV basically. You might be familiar with that, maybe you're not. Notice here also a few other details. It is MP3 compatible. Okay, so if you put in a CD that has music on it, but instead of like an audio CD, it's like a data CD with maybe 100 songs on it as MP3s, it'll play those. One thing I like also, as we're going down the dashboard here, I'm just going to show you, if I turn up the air conditioning, at these lower levels, it remains really quiet. Even at setting 2, you notice how it's still pretty quiet in here. It's only when I crank it up to 4, and right now I'll tell you, that air is just blasting out. You can hear that. It took me hardly any time at all to cool down this vehicle, and it's a pretty big vehicle, but very fuel efficient. Something else I want to point out, it's a little thing, but I think it's nice. Here, when you take a look at the dashboard, the fuel gauge, to check the fuel level, you simply put in the key, turn it to on, you don't have to start the car, it's instantly going to tell you the fuel level. Some vehicles you kind of have to wait for that to go up, and you can't even trust if it's correct or not. In this Kia Optima, you get the immediate responsiveness of that fuel gauge, so that's a plus. And then obviously the other things you'd be looking for, once you're up into the 150 mile or 160 mile an hour speed, you'll want to know exactly about what your speed is. I haven't done that yet, but in case you were wondering. So anyway, and then there's also obviously the digital readout for your odometer, and you have trip options as well. That's basically it. I guess those are the highlights of the Kia Optima. It's very roomy. The seats are comfortable. And I think it's a good combination of fuel efficiency, performance, luxury, and simplicity all rolled into one vehicle. So anyway, if you get a chance to rent one of these or take one out for a spin from the dealership, I'd highly recommend it. If you have any questions or feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Take care. This is, again, Greg Johnson at resourcesforlife.com.